Hello, I'm Benjamin, the UK's most hated sales trainer, and this morning I'm going to do some telephone prospecting. You know, one of the biggest bugbears I have when it comes to working with salespeople is especially around telephone prospecting, because they take so bloody long to get on the phone. And then when they do make a call, they're so bloody long in between calls because they fart about with the CRM system. So I'm going to show you how I do it when I telephone prospect. And then we're going to do 10 minutes of solid prospecting. There'll be no break in the video, so it's going to be 10 minutes long, but I want you to see what I can achieve in 10 minutes. I may get an appointment, I may not. That's not relevant. It's about doing the volume. So, this is all I have. It is simply a spreadsheet. And on that spreadsheet, I don't have any information about the company other than the name of the director or directors, their phone number. That's it. I don't know if it's accurate. I don't know if it's not accurate. I don't really care. I've got over 200 companies on this list of data that I bought. The purpose of prospecting is to go through it, right? And because prospecting is a numbers game, you have to do the volume of calls to get through to decision makers. So, for the next 10 minutes, I'll do nothing but call. We won't edit it. We won't stop it. We will just see what can be achieved in 10 minutes. Okay, here goes.
Have a heat transfer?
Oh, I'm trying to get hold of... Is he in today?
That doesn't work here anymore.
Oh, good grief. Is that fairly recent, or have I just been so long since I called?
So long since you called. It's been since end of July.
Last... Crikey. Oh, who replaced him out of interest, can I ask?
Myself?
Oh, so you're the new proprietor, or the new boss?
Yeah.
Are you going to hate me if I tell you this is a sales call?
Yeah.
Would you like to hang up, or do you want to give me 30 seconds and then make a decision?
I might not give you 30 seconds, but go on.
All right, so look, so what's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch it. So, bottom line, you're probably going to tell me that none of that's relevant to you, though, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
None of it.
None of it.
None of it.
Sounds like everything's perfect.
Not perfect, but we don't have salespeople.
Ah.
We repeat business most of the time.
Right, and you don't have to look for new work by the sounds of it.
No, not really, no.
Wow, I wish I was in your line of work. I wouldn't have to do this. So you genuinely don't have to look for new customers?
No, very rarely.
And I'm guessing you've got a pretty high retention rate by the sounds of it.
Yes, yes.
Right. Well, okay. There's probably nothing I can do for you by the sounds of it.
I wouldn't think so, no.
No. And are you planning on getting salespeople in the near future? Is this set policy?
No, not at all.
Cool, that sounds like you've been burned in the past.
No, we don't. I've worked here, although I'm the new proprietor, I've worked here for 30 years and they've not had a salesperson for 28 of them.
Wow. What are you doing so differently that other companies should be... You should be selling whatever you're doing.
Market.
Oh, you're a niche market.
Yes.
I see. And people find you if they need you. You don't have to look for them.
Yes, they find us by internet and our reputation, I suppose.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't have a lot of competitors by the sound of it.
Not in the area, no.
Not in the area. Right.
No.
And, okay, last question. I get the feeling that you're happy with the level of the business that you got no plans to grow it or increase it.
No, not at the moment. As I say, I've only been less than a year in running it. So.
Okay. So that may change then.
It may change, but I don't know.
You don't know. It's good. All right. Well, look, I'm going to let you go. Oh, last question. You don't know someone who's not as fortunate as you in business that is struggling that you'd like to send someone to? Maybe someone you don't like? Most people don't like this evening.
No, I honestly don't know.
You don't. All right, then. Well, look, I appreciate your time. I'll leave it there.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That went well. Good conversation. Notice I didn't freak out when he said the guy had been gone for over a year or nearly a year. Don't freak out. Next one. Man, I've got to get a bigger font on this thing.
Hello. How can I help?
Oh, I'm trying to get a hold of.
I will
Is she in
double check.
today? Thanks.
Yeah. Who's calling?
Could you let her know it's Benjamin down in Bournemouth, Tar?
Sorry, who's calling?
It's Benjamin down in Bournemouth. Thank you.
Okay.
So there again, just Benjamin down in Bournemouth. Sometimes I don't say Bournemouth, sometimes I do. All depends on how I feel, really. Bizarrely.
Hello, speaking. How can I help?
Oh, hello. I'll be up front. This is actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you'd like to hang up now or maybe let me have 30 seconds and then decide.
I'm very unlikely to be responsive this week. We are moving offices.
Oh, if I told you I was selling moving office services, what would you say? This is probably, yeah, okay. It's up to you. You can let me have 30 seconds, or I can call back when you're settled into your new premises.
What are you trying to sell me?
They're reluctant?
We have only one. We're a tiny company.
Tiny
Like,
company.
there's 10 people. We've got one sales guy, and he's awesome.
Oh, well, I love to hear that and hate to hear it at the same time.
So we're not in the market for sales, guys.
You don't.
But thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Good luck with the move.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye bye. There we go. Often people laugh. They love me. This is a cold call. Right. Shall we try this one? Yep. Where am I looking? Oh, afternoon. Is it trying to get hold?
Access is calling.
Hey, you tell him it's Benjamin down in Bournemouth. Thanks.
Sorry, I didn't quite.
Oh, sorry. It's Benjamin down in Bournemouth. Thanks.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Oh, you hear him talking to him. It's for you.
I'll just pass you across.
Thanks.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
It is.
You're probably going to hate me. This is actually a sales call. Not sure if you want to hang up now. Maybe let me have 30 seconds and then decide.
Go on.
Go on. All right. I mean, you're probably going to tell me none of that's relevant in your world, I'm guessing?
No, it is, yeah.
It is? Okay, of those three things, not picking up the phone, perhaps too quick to discount, or quoting and hoping. If you could fix one, wave a wand, which would you pick?
Well, the quoting, I mean, at the end of the day, people have got a certain amount of budget and we've got a certain amount of time and a certain amount of materials that we have to purchase and chop and slice and dice and turn it into something else.
Yeah.
And once we've done that on our quote stroke guesstimate,
Yeah.
they turn around and say, oh, well, £1,000, I thought that was going to be 20 quid. So, it ain't going to happen, you know. If you're dealing with massive great companies like the government or MOD or something like that, you know, they seem to be the other way around. We quote something at £1,000 and they go, oh no, you're too cheap. You know, we've been paying 50 grand for that pencil for the last 15 years, and it's like, well, we can't get on to the big ones because obviously it's almost a closed shop, and the little ones, the guys down the road with a 20-foot yacht that wants a handrail for 2 and 6pence, I'm not interested in doing them anyway. So yeah, we caught it within a bit of a, you know,
rock and a hard place.
now.
That sounds frustrating.
It is.
It is.
But it's what we've been doing for like 40 years, so we kind of know what it's all about. It's just one of those strangey sort of things. The automotive industry is pretty much sorted out. The aerospace industry is just overly priced because they've got more rules and regulations than enough. The marine industry is very, very slapdash. They're not very organised. People don't plan until Friday at 4 o'clock, and then they say, "Oh, I've got my family and friends, and we're going out on the yacht," and the yacht's just sunk. Sort it out. And it's like, well, you can't sort something like that out in 20 minutes. You know, you should have checked it out 3 weeks ago. And they don't do that, so they're not organised.
Right.
But that's just the nature of the marine game, unfortunately. We know what it is, and that's what we do. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit frustrating.
So, I know I've had my 30 seconds. Can I bend your ear for one more minute, then I'll let you go? This has been going on.
What is it you do? Let's cut to the chase. What is it you're trying to sort of say that you can help me out with?
Well, you probably won't believe me, but I help companies fix that very problem. Now, I don't know if I can do it for you because I obviously don't know enough about your business. I wanted to ask you some questions. But I have helped companies fall into the trap of what you've been in, quoting and hoping, spending time and money, chasing prospects that go nowhere, often doing an estimate that it turns out that the buyer refuses to buy. It's frustrating, and I have helped companies eliminate that forever. Now, I don't know if I can do it for you yet. That's why I was just calling. But let me ask you a question. Have you closed your mind to the possibility that it doesn't have to be this way? Because you've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah, no, it just is what it is. I mean, we change large companies, you know, periodically, you know, over the period of a couple of years. You know, we have one big company comes on board, we do a load of work for them, and then they move away, go bankrupt, something goes wrong, we move on to the next one. So it's like a conveyor belt of businesses that you've dealt with for the last 40 years, and they just keep coming, and they keep going, and they keep coming, and they keep going. And so, I mean, we've got a number of people that we've dealt with for a long, long time, and they're pretty good. I mean, when they want it, they get a price, and they get it done, and we have it. You know, we make it. But it is what it is. I mean, to be honest, people have kind of said, "Oh, you know, we can help you do this, we can help you do that." You can't. You know, I mean, there's so many things conspiring to stop us doing, you know, what we would like to do. There isn't the industry workforce anymore that there used to be many, many years ago. So you're having to train, and training takes time. If you've got training going on, then you're not making. If you're making with a trainee, then it's substandard, so you can't send that out. There's just so many things that's just frustrating that you can't deal with right now. There used to be a bunch of Europeans coming over here, but they've stopped that right now. So, you know, the Polish, the Germans, the French, the Italians, everybody was coming over here looking for high wages and lots of jobs and moving over here. Have all started moving back to Europe again. So, you know, that's put the handbrake on qualified, skilled workforce. You know, you've got a bunch of people that now just want to play PlayStation and not necessarily want to get up to their armpits in grease. But, you know, we know the score. We know what we've got to do. We've got enough people here that we can sort of do what we do. But it would be nice to have 3 or 4 or 5 more, which would make life a little easier. But you just can't get them. You just can't. I mean, there used to be, you know, many years ago, we'd have a queue of people outside the door on a Monday saying, you know, got any jobs? And you could take your pick of the best, but you can't do that anymore. I mean, you put an advert out, and then you look at the advert, and there's 6 or 7 companies all chasing for the same one qualified lathe man, you know, or machinist. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But, you know, we know the score. Some days I'm really down with it, and other days I'm quite buoyant with it. But right here, right now, I'm nonplussed either way. It's just like we've got enough work to do what we do. Yeah. And I don't think there's many people out there that understand what it is, the marine industry, or what we do in the marine industry, you know, how they can sort it out. You might be able to sort me out, but you won't be able to sort the companies out.
No, well, that's true. That's true. So I take it you're the salesman as well? Is that your job?
I'm the boss.
That means everything falls to you then?
Yeah.
But you don't have sales guys then, by the sounds of it?
We are the sales guys.
You are the sales guys.
We sell it, we make it, you know.
You do everything.
We do it all. I'm out there making and organising and paying the wages and all the rest of the stuff.
Oh, crikey.
Busy.
Yeah. No, you know what? I don't often say this, but even if I could help you, I don't think it would be right for you because you don't have time to spend learning how to do something different, particularly if you don't think it can be done differently either.
Well, that's right. I mean, what we do is what we do, and with the greatest will in the world, we've had people coming here, you know, managers that we've taken on and said, oh, you know, we'd have toolbox talks and we should have procedures for this, that and the other. And yeah, all right, you just do your bit. And you pay them a whole ton of money for a year to do what they got to do. And to be honest,
A waste of time.
And then we have to get rid of them because it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds good on paper, but
Yeah.
you know, with the best will in the world, the more organised you get, it should be better, but it's not. You end up basically drowning in paperwork and procedures and stuff, and we deal on the hoof. You know, people come in and want something done like, you know, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon or this afternoon, and we jump straight on it.
Yeah.
It's not a procedural thing to do, but we do. Customers happy, we get paid, everybody, you know, move on to the next job.
Yeah.
If you booked it in for 3 weeks hence, then they wouldn't get their job, and they'd actually take it away to find somebody that can. But there aren't that many companies that do what we do.
No.
So
and
it's chaotic, but it works.
I was going to say, off the record, you're quite happy with the way things are, aren't you? You may be a little annoyed at times, but deep down you quite enjoy the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like it better. You know, anybody who says they don't want it better is lying to themselves. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's, unless you've been in this game and you know what people do, what it is we make, the people that we're dealing with, you know, some of them have got more money than sense and some of them have got no sense at all. So all of these things, you know, conspiring to make the job that much difficult. And I've always said if we were, you know, making ice cream cones, we'd be the world leader in it because, you know what you're making and you got to make 10 million a day and that's fine, but we don't. We're so scattered everywhere doing lots of different things.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for anybody to get a grasp on what we do and how to make any of it better. It just is it's an impossible ask for something like, you know, yourself to come in.
Okay. And so so what you're saying basically is even if you saw something and believed it could work and would work, you're just at a stage where you're just not willing to try.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh.
I've seen it all. I've seen lots of people come in with bright ideas and they go, yeah, what you need is to do this, because I did it at university or whatever, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't. You can't organise the world. You can organise us, but you can't organise the world. We'd be super organised and we'd have no work.
So do you think nothing you're doing is impacting the way people treat you?
Nothing we do is what?
Do you believe that it's nothing you're doing that's impacting the way people treat you in the sale?
I mean, most of the companies, you know, people we deal with are very happy with what we do, and they're very, you know, appreciative that we managed to get it done because nobody else will do it because they've got their procedures and say, oh, you know, I've got 4 of these to do this week, and I've had no more extra capacity to do anything outside of what they're doing. Yeah. Whereas we don't do that. We just say, give it here, we'll get it done. Yeah. So, you know, it's a bit like going to the dentist or the doctor. You know, you say, I've got a bad toe, I need to go to the doctor and say, yeah, come back in 3 weeks. Well, it would have healed itself up by then. Yeah. You know, but that's their procedure. You know, I want to go now. Yeah. But you don't get now. Nobody does now except for me. Yeah. So it's interesting, but I'm not sure you can help us.
No. And even if I could, you wouldn't want to buy into it anyway, I guess.
Probably not. I mean, everybody's out to try and earn their corn.
Without doubt.
You know, if we had, you know, excess bulging bank account that we could blow on all sorts of R&D and H&R and all sorts of other stuff, we would probably go down that road. But to be honest, no.
One last question then. Let's pretend you spent half an hour with me and by the end of it you genuinely believed I could help you and that it would work for you. Would you throw me out or would you want to talk further?
No, I'd still throw you out.
You'd still throw me out. Well, I think that's an honest answer and I'm glad you've said that because, yeah. Well, look, we'll never know is the answer now, isn't it?
Exactly that. But yeah.
But you're happy with that? I'm happy with that. I appreciate your time. Last question. Do you know anyone not as fortunate as you that would like to change the way they're doing things with their salespeople because they are pissed off and frustrated?
Maybe if you give me 25% cut.
Of what?
Of whatever you make out of them.
Oh, yeah. If you send me someone in a lot of pain.
Job for you, wouldn't I? I've been marketing people to use so you can make some money.
Hey, I'm sure you ask for referrals in your world. Don't give me that.
No, I can't help you with anybody else that would want.
I thought I'd ask. You can only say no. Hey, look, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. I'll let you go.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was a good call. You could tell the guy, he does have problems. And I did push to find out would he ever change. And he said he's just Sometimes you meet people that have problems and have closed their mind to wanting to do it differently. I'm not going to pick a fight or argue with the guy. You can tell he's a grafter, he's a hard worker, he's been doing this 40 years, he's set in his ways of doing it. Even if it could help him, as he said, he probably wouldn't want to do it anyway. Sometimes in sales, you've got to know just because you have a solution and just because someone needs it doesn't mean it's going to go through. So, I hope you enjoyed that call. He did talk a lot, didn't he? I did very little talking. I only asked questions and he opened up. And go right back to what we originally said. He asked me, what is it that I do? I delivered a 30-second pitch. Anyway, I don't know if you've been watching the timer, but that's been 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I think we only made 5 calls, but did we get through to 3 people? Or 2 people?
3 calls,
3 calls, 3 decision makers. So I needed to have 10 decision-making conversations a day. 1 or 2 will probably agree to meet. I'm only 3 in. We're going to make some more calls on the next video. But look what's done in 10 minutes. People say it is like, it could have been 10 minutes of voicemail. I get that. You just don't know what each 10 minutes is going to bring to you. So 10 minutes of prospecting can be just as valuable. It's certainly a lot better than sitting on your thumbs and thinking, fuck me, where's the business? Anyway, we'll be back after this commercial advert.